Lou. Day whatever. I think it's like 15 or something. Yeah. Um, 17? Whatever. It's it's been kind of difficult accountability wise the past few days. Yeah, I suppose coming back here and not entirely knowing what I'm supposed to do, uh, since you know my exam's been delayed for so long. Uh, yeah, it's been difficult. I guess it's funny because I have free time, but I guess that's both a good and bad thing. I've just been, you know, wasting a bunch of time, and it almost feels like I've been losing progress in some ways. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, yeah. Part of me is kind of scared of continuing, of starting immediately. I feel like if I were to, I got an email basically saying that I could try to get a temporary license. Don't completely know what that would entail. However, uh, uh, my company hasn't contacted me about it. Only Natural Resources Canada has, and so I suppose half of me is waiting for my company to actually contact me about that. At the same time, I feel like I need to. Well, I do need to buy quite a lot of materials in order to actually be able to do the job, which is going to be really expensive. Yeah. At the same time, I'll be able to make a lot of money when I actually do the job, but how long is that going to be till I'm actually doing it and doing it efficiently and stuff? It's gonna be pretty tricky for the next few weeks. Part of me is kind of embarrassed to talk to my friends about it, uh, because I feel like I could. Uh, I'm just delaying, but I know that's kind of dumb. In other news, uh, I had deleted my uh, Facebook dating account because it was going nowhere. I basically just had the three or so people that I matched with and the two conversations that went somewhere and then just died. And so I was like, okay, whatever, I'll just delete it. Something, one less thing to think about. That I created another one just recently, and I changed up some things. I made it so that it's not immediately appealing. I took this really stupid photo and used that as the entrance. It's like me wearing a costume from Fiddler on the Roof. So I have this fake beard and mustache, and I've got a a stick of bagels, and I'm just smiling. And in the description, just being dumb, I wrote down roses are red, violets are blue. If you want to hear a dumb crappy pickup line, swipe left on me too. Yeah, and then when you scroll down, you're able to see more pictures and other words and stuff like that. And so it's immediately, if you scroll down, I'm like, wait, you're actually still here? Wow, that's surprising. Well, if since you're interested, I'll show you some actually good pictures, and then I show, good pictures, and then I answer a question saying, what's the worst job that you've done? And I said modeling because they never paid me. And they didn't. They've never paid me. And so then I show some modeling pictures. And then I just say, hey, uh, you know, you're cool. You got this far in my profile. Let's actually talk and see where this goes. And so that was my profile, and I did a bunch of swiping, and then I've left it for about 2 days now, and nothing. Literally nothing. I suppose the first impression is what you go by in these profiles, and no one really uses Facebook, huh? Yeah. Kind of hurts, but at the same time, what would I expect? I mean, I literally made the opening bit as, you know, dumb and unappealing as possible. Uh, so, I guess that's something. Yeah. So here I am, just here. I watched an entire anime over the course of like 4 hours yesterday. Um, it's the one with uh, the girl is teasing the guy a whole bunch, and that's basically the entire anime. Uh, they're both obviously have a crush on each other, and a lot of the teasing sort of has to do with that. And by the end, uh, the guy works up the courage to ask her to like this festival. He effectively asks her on a date, although he's like, "But it's not that way." And that sort of gets her flustered, and then they go on the date, and uh, by the very end, they'd been sort of working up to this one moment where he wants to win. He wants to win at these dumb games that he keeps coming up with, and that he keeps challenging her to. And they're always like really childish and funny. And she always outsmarts him in some way, even if he has the upper hand in terms of like physical strength or something like that. But whenever she challenges him to a game, it's literally just something along the lines of, if you hold my hand, then you win. And he can't work himself up to do it. He's too embarrassed. And in the very, very end, when they're on this sort of date, she sort of makes up the rules to this game again. If we do date stuff, then you win. And there's this climactic moment where they get separated in a crowd, and he's looking for her and she's looking for him. And he finally finds her as the fireworks are going off, and they finally find each other, and the firework show ends, and they're like, "Oh man, we didn't," like, not actually saying it, but like sort of you can tell based off their faces, like, "Oh man, we weren't able to watch the fireworks show together." And then at that moment, he's like, works up the courage to hold her hand and walk down the staircase, like just saying some excuse like, "Oh, the stairs are really steep, and we don't want to get lost again, so let's hold hands." And I thought that was really cute, and that's how the show ends, sort of, you know, after building that moment up, and then in the post credits it shows this a bunch of little short clips of moments when they wanted to hold hands but didn't quite do it, and then finally uh, going to the climactic moment where they're actually holding hands and walking down the stairs. Yeah. It's one of those shows where it's just, you turn it on and you just smile through it. I'm a 21-year-old man. They're probably in like middle school. It's kind of vague uh, what age they are. They're probably in middle school. And they're just sort of still figuring things out. In some ways, I feel like I'm sort of like that. I'm still figuring things out, even though I've, had a lot of female friends, and, I've gotten to know a lot of girls, and, developed friendships and tried to flirt and stuff like that. It still feels like, I guess, not only feels like, I guess there hasn't ever been a sort of a situation where it's been reciprocal and uh, blatantly clear. Uh, yep. It's funny how that show sort of built its tension and stuff like that by, it's very obvious that they're into each other, but they don't know it themselves entirely. It should be obvious, but they they're sort of like in that phase where it's like, oh, but if I'm not right, then I'm just a creep, or if I'm not right, then I could ruin the thing that we have. Yeah, and I feel like I have been in those situations where I really thought that it was very obvious that they were into me, and I revealed my feelings either directly or in some backwards way, and turns out that I was very wrong, and then I did ruin the thing that we had, and even though we want to still be friends, it just changes the dynamic from that point forward. At the same time, you only need to get it right once, right? Half of me thinks that I take way too long in order to uh, develop the feelings and then actually go for it. It takes me a long time. You know, I want to get to know them, I want to be friends, and I, you know, I want to see if we're compatible and stuff like that. And I mean, the thing with that other girl that I talked to you guys about, the one where it was sort of like we were almost in a relationship for 2 years, where I was like, I told her, and she wasn't completely sure, but wanted to see how it would go and wanted to be friends first. And, well, I went along with that. Uh, well, we haven't really talked as much anymore, and it's kind of sad. I care for her. There's definitely a reason why I was into her. She's an amazing, amazing person. Um, she's like, I even told her at some point that I couldn't think of someone who's more angelic, who's, more mature for her age and stuff like that than her, and that I thought that it was pretty clear that it was meant to be. And it seemed like she was into me, and there were points at which, she was very obviously flattered and even like suggesting date ideas and stuff like that. But I guess time is a cruel mistress. I don't want it to just be a flash in a pan. I want it to be like something that's real, where I'm more interested in them than in just something that's like their looks. I want to be, you know, it's their character. And I want to be with someone who has character. And I don't know. I feel like I'm not boyfriend material. I'm about to say something really cringy. I'm more husband material than boyfriend material, in that I feel like, it, even though I can be fun, I, it's just, I suppose if I'm just being fun, then I'm attracting maybe the people that I don't necessarily want to attract, but I want to have someone who's wife material. Uh, I'm thinking into the future, and I want to, you know, uh, like even with this job, I want to have something to prepare for the future, so that, you know, whenever I enter into the full time ministry, that I'm prepared for that and have money saved up for that, and that I can provide for, you know, my dependents and for my wife if she needs providing for entirely. And yeah, this is the place where I vent. So no editing in this video. I'm just going to talk and then upload it to YouTube, and no one's going to see it for a very long time. Maybe if I get famous someday or something like that, will people scavenge back in time and see Jonathan Englehart from the past and what he worried about and thought about, and how he got to the point where he will be at. God has great things for me, I know that. I am his son. He wants the best for me. At the same time, this area seems like it's my choice who I'll be with, and well, I suppose I've tried to make that choice many times already, and it's not worked out, and that hurts. It hurts a lot. As I've said before in this thing, it's like uh, Jordan Peterson said from his evolutionary biologist mindset, that they're rejecting your uh, genetic material, that your genetic material's not worth propagating, and I'd much rather be with no one than be with you. uh, it hurts. It makes you introspective. It makes you want to be better and, you know, not have to go through that again. Makes you want to be like, yeah, okay, if that's what you think, then maybe there is something really wrong with me. Maybe I need to really get better. Maybe I need to research more into these things before I make these plunges because man, it hurts. It hurts a lot. It hurts a lot. But if you don't make the plunge, then nothing's ever going to happen. Not that being single's a bad, necessarily always a bad thing. Even Paul makes an argument that uh, it's better to be single, and never get married in the first place. So even the disciples say that. It's like, man, if you can't get divorced, then maybe it's better to never get married at all. Jesus is like, yeah, you're basically right. My friend, I'm sure it's fine if I say his name, Jesse Onkili, my friend, best buddy friend. He is amazing. He's incredible. Uh, he at this point wants to be single for the rest of his life. He says that it's that he thinks that in some ways it's God. Marriage is like one way that God's sort of paying us back. That he has to love us and care for us and all this sort of stuff, even if we don't reciprocate. And it's going to be the same in marriage that, I'm going to have to love and care and respect and cherish my wife, even if she doesn't love me for another day of our entire marriage. And that it's a non-reciprocal thing, that it's going to be, I will have her to cherish and hold, and she might, she might divorce me and take me for everything that I have and the kids and a house, and, I'll have to pay like 70% of my income for child support or something like that, and so that, it'll be that'll be that, because it's an image of the way that Christ loves us. And it's one way of showing his love here on earth. It's an image of the covenant relationship that he has with the bride. And yet, in the same way that it says it was for the joy set before him that he endured the cross. He endured the shame and the humiliation of it. When he looked forward and saw these broken souls desperate to love him, that he endured that. And to some degree I feel like that as well. Like, it's some irrational desire that I have. Like in Song of Songs, when it says that just one glimpse from the beloved, from her, that it overwhelms him. Just one jewel on her necklace makes him overjoyed and completely overwhelmed. That just one glance from her face sparks so much delight in his face. We love him because he first loved us. And he is jealously running after us. I'm gonna play a song. You all know it. Spoke a word, you were singing over me. You have been so, so kind to me. Before I took a breath, you prayed it all for me. You have been so, so kind to me. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. I couldn't turn it, I don't deserve it, still you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh. Coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. No shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. No wall you won't kick down, you won't tear down, coming after me. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. Oh, I couldn't turn it, I don't deserve it, still you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God.
every song we could ever sing, worthy of all the praise we could ever bring. Jesus, the name above every other name, we live for you. Of any song we could ever sing, worthy of anything we can never think. We live for you, oh, we live for you. Holy, there is no one like you, there is none besides you. My eyes in wonder and show me who you are, and fill me with your love and lead me in your love to those around me. And I will build my life upon your love. It is a firm foundation. I will put my trust in you alone, and I will not be shaken. I will build my life upon your love. It is a firm foundation. I will put my trust in you alone, and I will not be shaken. Holy, there is no one like you, there is none besides you. Open all my eyes in wonder and show me who you are, and fill me with your heart and lead me with your love to those around me. your family. Together with you we agree. Teach us the fear of your name. Fill us with glory. Your eyes are open. Your ears are listening to us. We cry out, we cry out. Fill us with glory. Your eyes are open. Your ears are listening to us. We cry out, we cry out. Fill us with glory. I know there are creatures all around you. There are lightnings and thunderings. I know there's a storm all around you. Holy, holy, holy. I know there were creatures all around you. I know there were lightnings and thunderings. I know there's a storm all around you. Holy, 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 oh, Hallelujah, for the Lord God omnipotent reigns. Hallelujah, for the Lord God omnipotent reigns. Holy, holy are you, Lord, for the Lord God omnipotent reigns. Holy, hallelujah, for the Lord God omnipotent reigns. Lightnings and thundering. Holy, holy, holy. You're holy, holy, Lord. You've got lightnings and thunderings. Out of your eyes are lightnings, oh Lord. You're shocking, magnificent, holy, magnificent. Holy, holy. Holy, holy. There are creatures all around you. I know there's lightnings and thunderings. I know there's a storm all around you. Holy, you're holy, holy. I know there are creatures all around you. I know know there are lightnings and thunderings. I know there's a storm all around you. Holy, you're holy. You're holy, holy. You're holy, holy.
I don't know what I'm going to title this today. Or what proverb I'm going to have below. But I'll see you guys tomorrow in Proverb down below. Bye.